Welcome to John Allen Outside. I'm John, and it is time once again for the annual holiday gift giving guide updated for 2022. I'm going to share a number of gift ideas at a variety of price points for the hiker or backpacker in your life. Now, your time is important, so I'm going to move quickly through this video, but stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share with you my top 2 gift giving tips for any occasion. The very first item on the list is in the under $10 category, and that is the Backflush Coupling. And this is only for Sawyer Squeeze users, but this thing, you just slide it onto your Sawyer Squeeze, and then you take a full water bottle, this one's empty, and you screw it on like this, and then you force the water through it. And what that does is it cleans your Sawyer Squeeze, and you don't have to carry this big bulky syringe with you anymore. The cool thing about this little Backflush Coupling is it's only $3 on Amazon, and anybody who uses a Sawyer Squeeze could use one of these things. The next gift idea is a pack of dog poo bags. You might wonder, why does somebody need these? In many places now it is required to pack out your used toilet paper, and in all places it's probably not a bad idea. And if you're interested, they do make biodegradable versions of these bags. The next item is a roll of Tenacious Tape. You can get this for about $6 on Amazon, and this stuff is fantastic for doing small repairs when you're out on the trail. You do not have to take the whole roll with you. Like, I just grabbed these out of my gear box, and you can see I already cut little patches off of them for something or other that I had to fix. But it's invaluable. It's super sticky, pretty tough. You can fix all kinds of stuff with it, but every backpacker needs some way to do small repairs when they're out on the trail. So Tenacious Tape, I think, makes a great stocking stuffer. Next up is a package of Nuun Electrolyte tablets. These things are fantastic. They taste great, not too sweet, but they taste good enough to get any interesting flavors out of any water you might find. Electrolytes are super important when you're backpacking, and these things help keep you hydrated. They help keep your electrolytes up, which helps you feel better when you're on the trail. So I think this makes a great stocking stuffer. Now we're moving into the $10 to $25 price range, and the first item on this list is a package of compressed towels. What is a compressed towel? This is a compressed towel. I love these things, and you can get a 200 pack of them for about $16 on Amazon. A 100 pack is maybe around $10. And what you do is you just add a little bit of water to these. They expand into a disposable towel that you can use to clean off your face, your legs. I use 1 or 2 of these every night I'm on trail. It just feels so good to get cleaned up at night. These weigh almost nothing, and then you can throw maybe a dozen or 2 dozen in each one of your resupply packages so you can replenish your supply of them. These things are fantastic. I think they're a great gift. Every single backpacker needs to eat when they're out on trail. And one of the ways you can get a fantastic gift is a really good upper end backpacking freeze-dried meal. And I'm not talking about this Mountain House stuff. You know, those are fine. I eat them all the time. But I'm talking about the nicer ones that are a little bit more expensive that people might not want to spend that extra money on themselves. Something by Peak Refuel or Heather's Choice or one of the companies like that. Those are so good and they taste so delicious. I personally like Peak Refuel myself. Those are my favorite. And when you have one of those meals out on trail, it just lifts your spirits. Oh, so good, so good. You know, there's no way I'm going to be able to have any type of a recommendation video on stuff like this without mentioning Darn Tough socks. This makes a great gift because everybody needs to have socks. Backpackers go through them like crazy. I know they last a long, long time, but still, if you're doing a lot of miles, you're going to go through socks regardless of whether they're supposed to last forever or not. So Darn Tough socks are great. I wear them all the time, backpacking or not backpacking. In fact, I'm wearing them right now. So obviously my opinion is Darn Tough socks would make a great gift for any backpacker or hiker that you know. Next up, if you have a hiker or backpacker in your life that likes to do jigsaw puzzles, a jigsaw puzzle of a place they've hiked or a park they've been to, that kind of stuff makes a fantastic gift. I got a couple of these last year, and I ended up picking up a couple of frames for them. I glued them up and I hung them on the wall in my office. Take a look at these. I received a puzzle of the state of Vermont because Callan and I hiked the Vermont Long Trail last year. I also got one from the Miners Castle area of the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, which is one of my favorite areas to go backpacking. I think this is a pretty cool gift you can get for somebody if they're into that kind of thing. Moving into the $25 to $50 price range, first up is a pair of Outdoor Research sun gloves like these. Now, these things are well worn. They've got a lot of miles on them, but they're still holding up really well. And the reason I like this as a gift idea is because not a lot of backpackers have them, but your hands take a beating when you're up in higher elevation and exposed areas. The sun just pounds on them all day long. Sunscreen or not, you're going to get sun damage on the backs of your hands. But if you wear these sun gloves, that's going to make a huge difference. So these are 25 bucks and you can get them on the Outdoor Research website. The next thing in this price range we're going to talk through is really more just like a category of stuff, and that is going to Etsy and just doing a search on whatever trail your hiker or backpacker really loves, and you're going to find all kinds of cool stuff. Let's just take a look at John Muir Trail. Let's go out to Etsy right now and do a search and look at all this unbelievable stuff out here. These all make just fantastic gifts for hikers or backpackers who are into these specific areas or who have done these particular trails. Now, last year my wife got for me a Vermont Long Trail Finisher Medal on Etsy, and it actually is up on my bookshelf that is behind me, that is in every one of my videos, and I'll take a little bit of a closer look up here of it and show you what it looks like. I really like this thing. It's just a great memento for doing that trail, and I thought it made a really cool gift. But going out to Etsy, there are so many different options out there. It's almost limitless, and I'm sure you'll find something out there for the hiker or backpacker in your life. Next, we're going to move into the $50 and up price range, and the first thing we're going to go through are sun hoodies. Sun hoodies are becoming very popular on trail because of their warmth and their sun protection. You can just flip up the hood, especially when you're in those exposed areas, and it gives you a lot of protection, in my opinion, even more than a wide brim hat. I've actually switched away from using a wide brim hat. I just wear a baseball cap and flip up my sun hoodie when I'm in an exposed area, and I get all kinds of great sun protection from that. Now, there's a couple I'm going to recommend here. One is an Outdoor Research Echo Sun Hoodie. It's the one I'm wearing right now. You've probably seen this in a lot of videos. Super lightweight at only 4.5 ounces. One thing to keep in mind though, this one only has a UPF sun rating of 20. Whereas if you move to something like the REI Sun Hoodie, it's a little bit heavier at 7.5 ounces, but it gives you a UPF rating of 50. And it's also a little bit cheaper at 50 bucks. But a sun hoodie is great. One of the reasons I think this makes a great gift is because you can wear it not just when you're hiking, but you can wear it around the house or around the yard as well. So I love sun hoodies. A lot of people are wearing them out on the trail these days. Makes a pretty good gift in my opinion. Next up is the Garmin inReach Mini. This is something that allows you to communicate with the outside world when you're in the backcountry. You don't need to be by a cell tower. It works with satellites, and I like to use it every single night when Callan and I are out on trail, and I just send a text that says, "Mom, we're okay." And along with the text, it also sends a GPS coordinate of where we are. She just clicks on it, and she can look at the map and see right where we're staying that night. It's really cool. But where it's really important is if you have some kind of an emergency in the backcountry, you can hit the SOS button on this thing and get in contact with a search and rescue team that can help you out. If you spend enough time in the backcountry, you are going to get into a situation where you need to have one of these. This is quite expensive at $350, but it is a safety piece of gear, and if you really need to have it, well, you really need to have it. The next item in the more expensive category is the Enlightened Equipment Visp rain jacket. So my wife was nice enough to get one of these for me as a gift last year, and I love it. I put this thing through its paces this past hiking season. It held up really well in some torrential downpours and all-day rains. I was thrilled with how this thing functioned. It is expensive at $210, but it is a best-in-class piece of equipment in my opinion. One thing I noticed though was on the Enlightened Equipment website, the men's version didn't appear to be in stock. The only one I could find on there is the women's version. So ladies, you're in luck. You can get one of these things. I'm hoping to have the men's version back in stock by the holiday season for everybody else. If you've gotten to this point and you haven't found a gift idea that works for you, you can always go with gift cards. So there are two that I think work really well for hikers or backpackers. The first one is REI. REI is a store that every hiker or backpacker needs to get to once in a while, whether it's in person or online. The second idea is Far Out. You can go to the Far Out website and you can look up the gift cards out there and you can order them in a variety of different amounts. Now, Far Out is the app that hikers and backpackers use to guide them when they're out on the trail. Most people are using this that I'm aware of, and you have to buy the maps on here. So each map is purchased separately, and if you gave somebody a gift card for this, they could use it to buy the maps that they need for their next adventure. So I think the Far Out gift card is a great gift idea. And now for the two gift giving tips that I talked about at the beginning of the video. Number one, a great gift is something that somebody really wants, but they might not splurge on for themselves. So the expensive backpacking meal was a good example of that. Like myself personally, I can't see spending $16, $18 on a backpacking meal, even though I love them. But if somebody got that for me for a gift, I would really, really enjoy it. The second tip is it's better, in my opinion, to give a more expensive small ticket item than a less expensive big ticket item. Let me give you an example. If somebody had a $50 budget to buy a gift for you, would you rather get a $50 bottle of wine or a $50 car? See what I'm saying there? I hope these ideas will help you get the perfect gift for that hiker or backpacker in your life this holiday season. As always, if you found any value in this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks, and we'll see you out on the trail.